Senator Mary Landrieu will celebrate the passage and signing of the Restore Act with a 5-stop tour of coastal Louisiana.
We knew we wanted to do a Restore tour to go home to Louisiana, and I wanted personally to come here to share with you all the great news that the Congress has passed the Restore Act. The President signed it into law on Friday. The United States government has finally started to realize that this is a coast worth saving.
What seemed impossible is now coming to fruition.
To get something through this divided Congress that's this landmark, I think is just a testimony to how effective she really can be for this region.
Today we're here to celebrate a real future for our terra firma and our culture.
This senator has fought so hard to make sure that 80% of the money from the BPR's bill comes to the southern states. And by doing that, that gives us a little hope.
This billions of dollars will be spent right here in the 19 coastal parishes.
No one has done more to provide the money that we need to protect our coast than has Senator Mary Landrieu.
Because we collectively, all of you in this room and all of us, have done such a good job telling our story. That message resonated.
For a long time, Louisiana had the will and the science, but we didn't have the funding. And without the Restore Act, the funding situation looked pretty bleak.
Now it's time to stop studying and start building. We have enough studies, let's start building.
Senator Landrieu's efforts to get the Restore Act passed were the only real hope we had to get a jump start on funding immediate coastal restoration.
This piece of legislation that you have helped shepherd through Congress is going to make a big difference in the life of the state.
From a Chamber of Commerce perspective, this is all about jobs.
Everything around here revolves around the commercial fishing industry.
We've had two amazing events happen in this year. One was the adoption of the 2012 Coastal Masterplan by the state of Louisiana.
We need to do everything we can to protect and restore the lands these people depend on.
Maintaining the ecosystem, maintaining the wetlands is very important for those jobs.
The Restore Act promises to be a real game changer because there's going to be real money available for the first time that can start building that plan.
The master plan requires a minimum of $500 million a year. Every year for the next 20 or 30 years. Our state shouldn't be the one to have to pick up this tab. We're the ones producing the oil and gas for the whole nation. I'm going back to Washington to get a full portion for our offshore oil and gas revenues so we can generate the $500 or $600 million a year we're going to need to really build out this master plan over time.
This is very important for the economics down here, but it's also important for the economics for this country.
From day one, Senator Landrieu has always helped this area.
No one has done more to provide the money that we need to protect our coast than has Senator Mary Landrieu.
I was serious when I was 12 years old. If I ever got to a place where I could fix the injustice that has been done to this state over time, we're going to, because this is a precious place on the planet and one most certainly worth saving. We're here to celebrate a victory that is going to enable our children and grandchildren to see what you all see every day.
The ability to jumpstart coastal restoration is much, much more enhanced because we've gotten this.
The one thing about Mary Landrieu, and if you know her, you know that she really does love Louisiana.
And I've spent 16 years trying to bring justice to Louisiana and the Gulf Coast. I promise you I'm not going to quit until this is done.